Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I'm presiding over the first appearance calendar for Magistrate Court of Clayton County today. We are streaming live via YouTube. Any inmates that are on the list are present via Zoom at Clayton County Jail. We also have 2 interpreters that are present with us because there are 2 inmates that required an interpreter. Therefore, we will have to give them time to interpret my opening remarks. So please remain patient. As soon as I conclude the opening remarks, I will proceed forward with the first appearance for each individual today. First, raise your right hand so I can swear each inmate in. And please let me see your hands. Do you swear and affirm that the information and testimony you give to this court, as well as the information that you provide on your court-appointed counsel form, is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge? Yes. Okay. Thank you. This is your first appearance before Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Esta es su comparecencia inicial ante el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
Đây là cái buổi tòa đầu tiên của Clayton.
We are not here to try your case or to take a plea.
No estamos acá para juzgar su caso o para aceptar una declaración a cargos.
Sáng hôm nay là phiên tòa này không phải là để mà phân xử cái kê của ông.
You're here for the court to inform you of the charges against you, advise you of certain rights, set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Can you break that up for the interpreters?
Yes. You're here for the court to inform you of the charges against you.
Usted está acá para que la jueza le informe cuáles son los cargos en su contra.
Hôm nay có mặt hôm nay để cho tòa để báo cho biết là công tố vì cái tội gì.
Advise you of certain rights.
Informarles cuáles son sus derechos.
Và sẽ báo cho biết được là cái quyền hạn của cái mình như thế nào.
Set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail.
Otorgarle una fianza en aquellos delitos que la jueza está autorizada a otorgarle fianza.
Rồi tòa sẽ đặt ra cái số tiền để mà mình có thể tại ngoại hầu tra.
To schedule a preliminary hearing on your behalf.
Programarle una audiencia preliminar.
Rồi xong rồi là làm cái hẹn để cho cái kỳ tòa tới.
And to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
Y determinar si usted requiere la asistencia de un abogado.
Rồi xem coi là mình có cần phải có luật sư không.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio y no decir nada.
Hôm nay là mình không có cần phải nói gì hết ở trong tòa, mình giữ im lặng.
But should you choose to give up this right,
pero si usted renuncia a este derecho,
nhưng mà nếu mà trường hợp mà ông muốn nói những gì nói ở trong tòa,
anything you say during these proceedings may be used against you.
cualquier cosa que usted diga durante este procedimiento podría ser usada en su contra.
Những cái lời phát biểu của ông ở trong phiên tòa này sẽ có thể là dùng những cái lời đó để làm công tố ông đó.
During your first appearance in all of the court proceedings,
durante su comparecencia inicial y todas las comparecencias posteriores,
trong cái cuộc mà tòa đầu tiên này,
you have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
usted tiene el derecho a la presunción de inocencia hasta que el Estado pruebe su culpabilidad más allá de una duda razonable.
Ông sẽ là cái người không có tội cho tới khi mà tòa kết án.
You have the right to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies.
Usted tiene el derecho a que el gran jurado le formule una acusación formal para la mayoría de los delitos graves.
Ông có quyền để mà đi ra cái bồi thẩm đoàn để mà xem cái tội của ông có cần phải công tố không.
Or by accusation for misdemeanors.
O de que se le formule una acusación para los delitos menores.
Nhưng mà nếu là cái tội tiểu hình thì là chỉ có là tòa công tố thôi.
You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Usted tiene el derecho a tener un juicio sin demora público y ante un jurado.
Mình có quyền đi ra tòa trong cái thời gian ngắn nhất.
You also have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine all witnesses who are called to testify against you.
Usted también tiene el derecho de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a todos los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
Những cái nhân chứng và bằng chứng để mà công tố ông ở ngoài tòa, ông và luật sư của ông có thể là chống đối lại những cái nhân chứng đó.
You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena.
Usted tiene el derecho a citar testigos para que testifiquen a su favor mediante un citatorio.
Mình có quyền là yêu cầu tòa để bắt những cái nhân chứng ra để mà, hoặc là những cái bằng chứng ra để mà bào chữa cho mình.
You also have the right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense, should you choose to do so.
Usted también tiene el derecho de testificar y presentar pruebas para ser usadas en su propia defensa, si usted así elige hacerlo.
Và nếu mà trường hợp mà mình muốn ra tòa để chấp để mà bào chữa cho mình cũng có thể mình làm cái điều đó được.
But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt may be raised.
Pero si usted elige no hacerlo, esto no se puede tomar como que usted es culpable.
Nhưng mà nếu mà ông không có muốn làm những cái đi ra để mà làm chứng để mà bào chữa cho ông có quyền không cần phải làm cái điều đó.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you during these proceedings and all other court proceedings.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente durante este procedimiento y durante los procedimientos posteriores en esta corte.
Và trong khi những cái phiên tòa xét xử là ông được quyền để có một cái luật sư để mà giúp đỡ ông và bào chữa cho ông.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail.
Algunos de ustedes se le va a permitir que paguen una fianza sin restricciones para permitirle salir de la cárcel.
Và ông có quyền để mà đóng cái tiền để tại ngoại hầu tra.
Pending prosecution of the case, which may be cash, commercial, or property.
Teniendo el caso pendiente para ser procesado, la cual podría ser en efectivo usando una compañía de fianzas o usando una propiedad.
Cái tiền mình có thể là mình đóng vô tiền mặt, hay là mình có thể dùng cái tài sản của mình để mà thế chấp trong khi mà mình ở ngoài.
If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the cash bond in cash.
Si usted paga su fianza en efectivo, alguien tiene que llevar la cantidad total de su fianza en efectivo.
Nếu mà trường hợp mà ông dùng cái đóng bằng tiền mặt thì thân nhân của ông có thể mang cái số tiền đó đi tới đóng cho tòa và ông sẽ được đi ra ngoài để mà hầu tra.
Together with any applicable mandated fees to the sheriff office.
Junto con cualquier tarifa mandatoria aplicable a la comisaría.
Văn phòng sheriff sẽ giữ cái số tiền đó.
Who will hold the cash bond until your final court date.
La cual se quedaría con su dinero hasta al final de su corte.
Văn phòng này sẽ giữ cái số tiền đó cho tới khi mà cái kê của ông hoàn tất.
At which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it.
Y en esos momentos, el dinero en efectivo le sería reembolsado a la persona que lo pagó.
Sau khi hoàn tất cái phiên tòa của ông thì là cái số tiền nó sẽ hoàn trả lại cho cái người đã đóng cái tiền đó.
If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff.
Si usted usa una compañía de fianzas aprobada por la comisaría.
Nếu mà bà dùng cái bonding company thì sẽ phải cái tốn tiền đóng cho cái hãng đó.
Someone will have to pay up to 15% of the total bond as their fee for their service.
Alguien tendría que pagarle hasta el 15% de su fianza para cubrir los servicios o la tarifa por sus servicios.
Thì cái số tiền đó, cái số tiền mà phí đó là khoảng 15% dựa trên cái tổng cái số tiền bond.
This fee will not be returned.
Pero esta tarifa no le sería reembolsada.
Cái 15% phí này là không có hoàn trả lại.
Someone may also post bond using their property
Alguien también podría pagar la fianza usando su propiedad.
Nhưng nếu mình có tài sản, nhà cửa,
if they have net equity in the property,
Si ellos tienen un capital neto en dicha propiedad,
cái số tiền vốn ở trong cái tài sản đó phải cao hơn cái số tiền đặt ra để mà chuộc ra.
and an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of the bond.
la cual debe ser 3 veces por lo menos la cantidad total de su fianza.
Và cái số tiền đó là phải gấp 3 lần trị giá, gấp 3 lần cái số tiền bond.
Some of you will have special conditions on your bond.
Algunos de ustedes van a tener condiciones especiales en su fianza.
Trong cái tài ngoại hầu tra đó là có những cái điều khoản mà mình phải tuân phục.
That prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to or around certain places.
Donde se le prohíbe ponerse en contacto con ciertas personas o de que vaya a ciertos lugares.
Thì những cái điều khoản thường là cấm không cho gặp cái người nào đó, hoặc là bén mảng tới những cái chỗ nào mà tòa yêu cầu.
This special condition will also be provided on your bond order.
Estas condiciones especiales también se le van a dar a usted en la orden de su fianza.
Những cái điều khoản cấm này là nó sẽ kèm vô trong cái bản bond của ông hay bà.
You will also be prohibited from calling or having contact with the alleged victim while you're in jail or out on bond.
A usted también se le va a prohibir que llame o tenga contacto con la presunta víctima mientras usted esté fuera bajo fianza.
Trong lúc ông ở tù hoặc là ông tại ngoại hầu tra, ông với bà không được liên lạc với cái người nạn nhân đó.
Should you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked.
Si usted infringe las condiciones de la jueza, su fianza sería revocada.
Nếu mà ông hay bà đã tái phạm cái luật của tòa đặt ra thì cái bond nó sẽ rút lại và phải trở lại vô tù ngồi.
And you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial.
Y usted no va a tener derecho a otra fianza mientras espere a tener su juicio.
Và nếu mà trường hợp đó xảy ra thì không có một cái bond nào nữa.
An additional charge of aggravated stalking,
El cargo adicional de persecución ilícita con agravante.
Và để mà cộng thêm cái tội mà theo dõi cái nạn nhân.
influencing witnesses,
De influenciar testigos.
Rồi để mà làm ảnh hưởng cái nạn nhân.
or other charges as the law may provide could be brought against you.
Y otros cargos, según se permita por ley, les podrían ser imputados.
Những cái hành động đó là có thể sẽ bị công tố thêm.
For family members who will assist you in posting bond,
Para los familiares, los cuales podrían ayudar a que usted pague su fianza.
Những thân nhân mà phụ giúp cho ông hay bà để đặt cái số tiền bond đó.
they will be provided with information of your bond amount
A ellos se les va a dar información con respecto a cuál sería la cantidad de su fianza.
Sẽ được biết là cái số tiền là bond là bao nhiêu.
after we have concluded the first appearance calendar for today.
Después que hayamos terminado la audiencia de su comparecencia inicial en el día de hoy.
Và cái số tiền đó là chúng tôi sẽ báo cho ông và bà biết sau khi cái cuộc tòa này.
If a family member is an alleged victim on the warrant,
Si un pariente es la presunta víctima nombrada en la orden de arresto,
Tuy nhiên nếu người thân cũng là nạn nhân của ông hay bà.
And if you would just hold 1 second, it appears that we lost the second part for the jail with respect to the males, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor, we're back on.
Okay,
All right, Justin.
so let me just repeat the last statement. Okay, if a family member is a victim on the warrant,
si un pariente es la presunta víctima nombrada en la orden de arresto,
Nếu là cái người thân nhân đó cũng là cái người nạn nhân,
and there's a special condition that you're to have no contact with that family member,
y hay condiciones especiales que dicen que usted no puede tener contacto con ese pariente,
cái điều luật đó là không được liên lạc với nạn nhân đó,
he or she will not be allowed to post bond on your behalf.
a él o a ella no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza por usted.
là cái người thân nhân và nạn nhân đó không được quyền để mà đóng cái tiền bond.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
A alguno de ustedes se le acusa de delitos por los cuales a esta corte no se le permite por ley otorgarle una fianza.
Tuy nhiên là có một số tội mà tòa này không có thể nào mà đặt cái số tiền bond được.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled for a superior court judge.
En ese caso, una audiencia para pedir fianza sería programada ante un juez del Tribunal Superior.
Trong trường hợp này là sẽ đưa lên cái tòa thượng thẩm để mà đặt cái số tiền bond.
And you will be informed of that date during your first appearance hearing today.
Y a usted se le va a informar cuál sería esa fecha durante su comparecencia inicial durante el día de hoy.
Và ông với bà sẽ được là tòa báo cho biết cái ngày để mà đi ra cái tòa đó.
If you're currently on active probation,
Si actualmente usted está bajo libertad condicional,
nếu ông với bà hiện tại bây giờ là có cái bản án tù treo,
this court is not authorized by law to set your bond.
a esta jueza por ley no se le permite o no está autorizada a fijarle su fianza.
Nếu trường hợp đó xảy ra thì cái tòa này không có quyền để mà đặt cái số tiền bond đó.
Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has an opportunity
Su fianza podría ser tomada en consideración nuevamente después que el agente de libertad condicional haya tenido la oportunidad
Và cái bond này có thể sẽ được chấp thuận nếu mà với sự đồng ý của cái người mà probation officer,
to determine if they wish to file a warrant for violation of your probation.
Después que el agente de libertad condicional haya tenido la oportunidad de decidir si va a ejecutar una orden de arresto por usted haber infringido su libertad condicional.
cái người giám thị mà trong cái tù treo của ông hay bà sẽ coi những cái điều khoản ông bà có phá cái luật của tù treo không.
This will usually occur during your preliminary hearing.
Y esto generalmente ocurre durante su audiencia preliminar.
Thì những cái phiên tòa kế tiếp là cái phiên tòa sơ thẩm tới là sẽ là xử về những cái điều khoản này.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there's enough evidence
El propósito de la audiencia preliminar es determinar si hay suficientes pruebas
Ở trong cái tòa sơ thẩm ta coi là cái vụ đó là có xảy ra không, cái vụ mà bạo hành đó hoặc là phạm pháp đó có xảy ra hay không.
or probable cause to justify keeping you detained,
o motivo fundado para justificar mantenerlo a usted detenido,
rồi để xét xử coi có cái tòa được quyền tiếp tục giữ ông hay bà ở trong tù
until such time as your case goes to trial.
hasta el momento de que su caso vaya a juicio.
và giữ cho tới khi nào ở trong tù tới khi nào mà cái kê của ông bà đã được ra tòa phân xử.
For those of you charged with misdemeanors only,
Para aquellos que se le acusa de delitos menores solamente,
Trong những cái tội mà tiểu hình,
you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
usted va a tener la opción de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
ông hay bà không cần phải đi ra, có quyền là không cần phải đi ra cái tòa sơ thẩm.
Waiving your preliminary hearing will not affect your right to post bond.
El renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar no va a afectar su derecho de poder pagar su fianza.
Nếu mà mình bãi bỏ, không có muốn ra sơ thẩm, nhưng mà mình vẫn được quyền để mà có tiền, số tiền để mà tại ngoại hầu tra.
Your right to have an attorney represent you.
El derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente.
Ông với bà được quyền có luật sư để mà đại diện cho ông với bà.
Or your right to a jury trial.
O su derecho de tener un juicio por jurado.
Rồi ông với bà được quyền phân xử bằng bồi thẩm đoàn.
If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived.
Si usted paga su fianza, su audiencia preliminar se cancela automáticamente.
Nếu mà trường hợp mà mình đặt cái số tiền bond thì là mình không có cần phải đi qua tới cái tòa sơ thẩm.
And you'll be mailed a notice when to appear in state court for your arraignment.
Y a usted se le enviaría una notificación diciendo cuándo usted tiene que comparecer en el tribunal estatal para su lectura formal de cargos.
Và tòa sẽ gửi thơ tới báo cho ông bà biết được cái ngày mà đi ra cái tòa để mà phân xử.
If you cannot make bond,
Si usted no puede pagar su fianza,
nếu mà mình không có tiền đóng bond,
you may waive your preliminary hearing.
usted podría renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
ông với bà được quyền bỏ, không có cần đi ra cái sơ thẩm.
And be taken before a state court judge.
Ir ante un juez del tribunal estatal.
Và nếu trường hợp xảy ra thì ông bà sẽ đi ra trực tiếp với lại state judge, là một cái người thẩm phán ở tiểu bang.
At which time, if you plead guilty, you will be sentenced.
Y en ese momento, si usted se declara culpable, usted sería sentenciado.
Trong khi mà ra tòa đó thì là nếu mà ông với bà nhận tội thì là thẩm phán ở tòa tiểu bang sẽ nói cho cái trừng phạt mình, cái tội của mình phải chịu như thế nào.
If you plead not guilty, a trial will be scheduled on your behalf.
Si usted se declara no culpable, un juicio le sería programado.
Tuy nhiên nếu ông bà không nhận tội và chống máng thì sẽ có một cái bữa tòa để ra phân xử cuối cùng.
If you choose to have a misdemeanor preliminary hearing,
Si usted elige tener una audiencia preliminar para un delito menor,
tuy nhiên nếu mà ông bà muốn ra cái tòa sơ thẩm,
the hearing will be scheduled for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
la audiencia sería programada para el 2 de mayo del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
cái tòa sơ thẩm nó sẽ xảy ra vào ngày 24 tháng 5 vào buổi sáng và bằng Zoom.
For those of you charged with felony offenses,
Para aquellos de ustedes que se le acusa de delitos graves,
nếu ông bà bị cái tội đại hình,
you will not have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
usted no va a tener la opción de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
thì tội đại hình bắt buộc ông bà sẽ phải đi ra cái tòa sơ thẩm trước.
Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Su audiencia preliminar sería programada para el 1 de mayo del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
Rồi, nếu trong trường hợp đó xảy ra thì cái phiên tòa sơ thẩm đó là sáng ngày 1 tháng 5, 8:30 sáng bằng Zoom.
That will conclude my opening remarks. At this time, deputies, I will take inmate Richard Nathaniel Lee first, and then I'll proceed forward with the inmates that require an interpreter.
Hello, my name is Richard Lee.
Okay, 1 minute, Mr. Lee. Good morning,
Good morning.
sir. You've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is possession of a firearm or knife during the commission or attempt to commit certain felonies. Specifically, it is alleged that the defendant, i.e. said accused Richard Lee, did have on his person a firearm, specifically a 9mm Taurus G2 serial number T1Y67296 during the commission of a murder when you entered the residence at 1657 Adrian Drive, Riverdale, Georgia, 30296, when attempted to attain his belongings. According to the warrant, it states that you and the alleged victim in the case, Michael Rochelle, were married. This incident occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. So you have one offense of possession of a firearm or a knife during the commission or attempt to commit certain felonies. That will be your first charge. With respect to the second charge we have here, the second charge is murder with malice. Specifically, it is alleged that said accused did knowingly and intentionally with malice shoot Michael Rochelle in his chest with a 9mm Taurus when he entered the residence at 1657 Adrian Drive, Riverdale, Georgia, to obtain his belongings. That will be your second charge, sir. The third charge we have is cruelty to children in the first degree. Specifically, and there are actually 2 separate counts for the 2 individuals that was present that was under the age of 18. Specifically, sir, is alleged that the said accused, specifically Richard Lee, did maliciously cause the victim, Noel Lee and Noah Lee, who are children under the age of 18, it says cruel or excessive or physical mental pain by shooting the victim, Michael Rochelle, in the chest in front of both victims. Said victim is the daughter and son of Richard Lee, who reside at 1657 Adrian Drive, Riverdale, Georgia, 30296. Sir, in light of the nature of these charges, I am not authorized to set bail for you today. Only a Superior Court judge can do that. Do you understand the charges as well as the no bond?
No, ma'am, I don't understand the charges because I was being attacked.
I understand. Now remember, sir, we're not here to try your case today. My only purpose here is to inform you of the charges against you, okay, and give you your preliminary hearing date. So your first court date is going to be May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. That will be your preliminary hearing date. Do you understand that that's your next court date, sir?
That'll be for a bond.
Okay, and then your bond hearing, it will be scheduled for May 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any other questions, sir?
Is my lawyer present?
No, did you retain, I believe did you complete a court-appointed counsel form?
Yeah, but I have an actual lawyer who's supposed to be here as well.
There's no lawyer. It does appear based on your court-appointed form that you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will go ahead and approve your application for a court-appointed attorney. And then if you have your own attorney, that's fine. You just let the court-appointed attorney know that. I just want to make sure you have an attorney in place. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Serrano?
Okay, so at this time, any news media that is present can view the remaining of the proceedings via live stream. And I believe that would also include the Zoom user. I will put you in the waiting room until you're able to log off. Thank you. Okay, 1 minute, please, and then we're gonna have the first inmate that required an interpreter, 1 minute. If you would state your full name for me.
Diga su nombre completo para mí.
Nelson Serrano González.
Nelson Serrano González.
Okay, can you spell that for me?
¿Podría usted deletrearlo para mí?
Nelson.
N-E-L-S-O-N.
Serrano.
S-E-R-R-A-N-O.
Gonzalez.
G-O-N-Z-A-L-E-Z.
Okay. Okay, sir, you've been charged with 2 offenses.
Señora, ¿usted se le acusa de 2 delitos?
The first offense is simple battery. Your bond amount is $3,000.
El primer delito es de agresión corporal simple y la cantidad de su fianza es de $3,000.
The second offense is cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Your bond amount is $2,000.
Y el segundo delito es crueldad infantil en el 3er grado y su fianza es de $2,000.
Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
¿Entiende usted sus cargos y la cantidad de su fianza?
Sí.
Yes.
Can you make bond?
¿Puede usted pagar su fianza?
Yo directamente no, pero mi papá sí.
Not myself, but my father.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order.
Si usted puede pagar su fianza, van a haber condiciones especiales, las cuales van a estar incluidas en la orden de su fianza.
The first condition is you're to stay away from the alleged victims in the case.
La primera condición es que se mantenga completamente alejado de las presuntas víctimas nombradas en el caso,
Identified as Nomaris Soto
identificada como Nomari Sotos
and Jaden.
y Jaden.
Do you recognize those names, sir?
¿Reconoce usted esos nombres, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
As a condition of your bond, you're to stay away. Absolutely.
Como una de las condiciones de su fianza, usted tiene que mantenerse alejado de manera absoluta,
Directly or indirectly.
directa o indirecta.
You cannot contact them by mail, email,
Usted no puede ponerse en contacto con ellos por correo, correo electrónico,
pager,
busca personas,
text message,
por mensaje de texto,
social media,
mediante las redes sociales,
telephone,
por teléfono
or through a third person.
o usando una tercera persona.
You must also stay away from their home and workplace.
También debe de mantenerse alejado de su casa y de su lugar de trabajo.
Secondly, you're not to return to the incident location
Segundo, usted no puede regresar al lugar del incidente,
identified as 1395 North Avenue, Jonesboro, Georgia.
identificado como 1395 North Avenue, Jonesboro, Georgia.
Is that your primary residence, sir?
¿Esa es su residencia, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
If it is your primary residence, I will include a provision in the bond order
Si es su residencia principal, yo voy a poner como una de las condiciones en la orden de su fianza,
where you will be allowed
donde a usted se le va a permitir
within 10 days of your release
durante los primeros 10 días después de haber sido puesto en libertad,
to make an appointment with the sheriff's office
de que usted haga una cita con la comisaría
to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location.
para que usted retire cualquier artículo personal suyo que no esté bajo disputa, que esté en ese lugar.
You also cannot violate any laws while out on bond.
También usted no puede infringir ninguna de las leyes mientras esté fuera bajo fianza.
Do you understand the special conditions of your bond, sir?
Señor, ¿entiende usted las condiciones especiales de su fianza?
Sí.
Yes.
Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Segundo, yo le programé su audiencia preliminar para el día 2 de mayo del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
Do you need an attorney, sir?
¿Necesita usted un abogado, señor?
No, creo que sí.
I think so.
Do you have a job?
¿Tiene usted empleo?
Trabajo haciendo Uber.
I work as a Uber driver.
Can you give me an estimate of his monthly wages or income?
¿Me podría usted dar un promedio de cuánto usted gana por mes?
No, exactamente no sé. Llevo tiempo también sin trabajar ahora mismo. Estaba un tiempo sin trabajar porque el carro se me dañó y no tenía carro.
I don't know exactly, but I haven't worked in a while because my vehicle was not working.
Okay. And what was he making when he was working? Can you ask them that?
Y más o menos, ¿cuánto estaba usted ganando cuando usted estaba trabajando?
Depende cómo fuera el día. Voy a ganar un día, voy a hacer casi $100.
It all depends how the day was. Some days I will make close to $100.
Please let him know that I've approved a court-appointed attorney for him.
Yo le aprobé un abogado de oficio. Le nombré un abogado de oficio.
Please ask him if he has any questions.
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
Yo hasta ahora tengo entendido que directamente cuando salga y todo eso, iré para Puerto Rico. Directamente tengo que estar presencialmente en la corte o cómo.
No, the interpreter was not able to understand what Mr. Serrano is saying. The interpreter is going to ask for a repetition. ¿Podría usted repetir lo que usted preguntó?
Yo directamente, yo no tengo familiares por acá ni nada. Y yo, a la vez que salga, tendría de irme a Puerto Rico para donde, que es donde tenga la familia. Si tengo que estar presencialmente aquí en la corte o cómo.
I don't have family here. So when I'm released here, I will have to go back to Puerto Rico. But for my court dates, do I have to be here in person? How is
That's something you can discuss with your attorney, but yes, as of now, well, it's via Zoom. But that's something you can discuss with your attorneys, okay?
Eso es algo que usted debe de hablarlo con su abogado. Sí, pero podría ser vía Zoom, pero háblelo con su abogado.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell them that concludes his hearing for today.
Eso concluye su audiencia por el día de hoy.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias.
I believe that's the only inmate that requires a Spanish interpreter. Is that correct, deputies?
That's correct.
Okay, you're free to go.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
This is Miss Lyle, who needed the Vietnamese transcript.
Yes, I have her. If you can ask her to state her full name for the record.
Em tên gì? My name is Phung Ly.
Ms. Lee, you've been charged with 1 count of battery family violence.
Hôm nay á, tòa công tố em vì cái tội mà bạo động ở trong gia đình.
Your bond amount is $4,000.
Cái tiền mà tài ngoại hầu tra của em á, là 4.000 đồng.
Do you understand the charge as well as the bond amount?
Em có hiểu không? Yes.
Can you make bond?
Em có tiền để mà đóng bond để mà tại ngoại hầu tra không? Yes.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order.
Thì khi mà em đóng tiền mà để ra ngoài đó thì có những cái điều kiện này em phải tuân theo luật của tòa nhé. Yes.
The first condition is you to have no contact with the alleged victim.
Cái điều khoản đầu tiên đó là khi em ra đó là em không có thể liên lạc với lại cái người mà em đánh.
Identified by the name of A.N.H. First name.
Cái tên đó là H.N.H. là Hinh.
Last name H.O.A.N.G.
Rồi cái tên mà họ là Quỳnh.
No contact means you must stay away.
Có nghĩa là khi mà ra là em không có được liên lạc, không có được gần lại tới cái nhân vật này.
Directly or indirectly.
Trực tiếp hay gián tiếp em không được liên lạc.
By mail.
Bằng thư.
By email.
Không được email.
By pager.
Không được pager, không được.
By text message.
Không có được text.
By telephone.
Điện thoại.
By social media.
Về cái trên mạng xã hội, bằng cái trên mạng xã hội.
You also cannot contact the alleged victim through a third party.
Và không có thể nào dùng cái người khác để mà liên lạc tới nạn nhân.
Or go to their home or workplace.
Và không được tới nhà của người này hoặc là không được tới cái chỗ làm của nạn nhân này.
Secondly, you're not to return to the premises identified as
Không được trở lại căn nhà
7383 Garnett Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia.
7383 Gordon Drive, Georgia.
Is that your primary residence?
Cái này là phải nhà ở của em không? Yes.
If that is your primary residence,
Nếu mà cái căn nhà này em đang ở,
you will be allowed to retrieve any undisputed personal property
em được quyền tới lấy những cái tài sản cá nhân của em tại nhà đó.
by scheduling an appointment with the sheriff's office
Nhưng em phải làm hẹn với lại cái người cảnh sát ở Sheriff Office
within 10 days of your release.
sau 10 ngày từ cái ngày mà em ra.
You also cannot violate any laws while out on bond.
Và trong khi mà tại ngoại hầu tra đó là em không có được gây phạm pháp bất cứ những cái điều gì nhé.
Do you understand these special conditions on your bond order?
Đó là những cái điều khoản mà trong cái bond của em có hiểu không? Yes.
Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Cái phiên tòa sơ thẩm là ngày 24 tháng 5 và qua Zoom nhé.
Do you understand that's your next court date?
Đó, em biết không, em hiểu không, là cái tòa kỳ tới đó là 24 tháng 5.
Muốn hỏi mấy giờ?
What time em?
8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
8:30 buổi sáng nha.
Lastly, do you need a court appointed attorney?
Em có muốn tòa cho em một cái luật sư công không?
Dạ em có luật sư rồi.
Yeah, I have my own lawyer.
Okay. Do you want to see if you qualify for a court appointed attorney or you've already hired your own attorney?
Tức là em có luật sư rồi hả? Em có cần cái luật sư công không?
Dạ không, em có luật sư riêng.
No ma'am, I have my own attorney.
Okay, can you ask her if she has any other questions?
Rồi, vậy thôi, em có câu hỏi gì nữa không?
Dạ em muốn hỏi cái người đó tên gì đó, đọc lại rõ cái tên cho em. Cái người mà nó...
I wanted to know the name of the victim, ma'am. Can you spell out for me?
Okay, it's spelled first name is A-N-H.
Ánh, A-N-H, Ánh.
Last name is H-O-A-N-G.
H-O-A-N-G. Ánh Hoang.
It's the individual, according to the warrant, it says that you're married and have children together. Do you not recognize that name?
Thì theo cái report đó, thì cái này là tên chồng của em phải không?
Dạ đúng ạ.
Yes, ma'am. It's my husband.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Thank you. That will conclude your appearance for this morning.
Rồi, phiên tòa sáng nay là xong rồi đó nhé.
Dạ.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
sir, thank you. I don't believe there's any other inmates that require Vietnamese interpreters, so you're free to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. At this time, Deputy, I will take the first female inmate. Please have them in alphabetical order, so I'm not shuffling around my paperwork. You understand that, deputies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please state your first name for me.
Sativa.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sativa.
Sativa. Okay, that's your first name, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give me your full legal name.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Sativa, Chantal character.
Okay, I just want to make sure I have the right person. I don't want to give you anybody else charges, and I'm sure you don't want anybody else charges, correct?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. The first charge we have is theft by receiving stolen property. Your bond amount is $4,000. The second charge is identity fraud. Your bond amount is $3,500. Therefore, your total bond is $7,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
May you repeat that one more time for me?
Your next court date is May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
And did you complete your application for court-appointed counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
So based on your application, it does not appear that you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you will have to hire your own private counsel. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Gresham.
Can you state your full name for me?
Lavender Gresham.
Ms. Gresham, you've been charged with one count of battery. Your bond amount is $4,000. The second offense is riot in a penal institution. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
The riot and the what?
In a penal institution, that would be the Clayton County Jail specifically. Do you understand the charge? You say yes? Okay. Now I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you completed the application for court-appointed counsel, correct? So according to your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, Ms. Grisham, so I will go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hartman. Serrano.
Have you state your full name for me?
Renee Hartman.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last name.
Hartman.
Hartman. Ms. Hartman, you've been charged with two offenses. The first offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is bicycling on roads designated, this is riding on a roadway or sidewalk. Your bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $4,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, Ms. Hartman? And you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel. Based on your responses, you would qualify, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We'll go with it.
Hey, state your full name for me.
Martin.
I didn't hear you, ma'am.
Shania Martin.
Martin?
Yes.
Well, good afternoon, Ms. Martin. How are you doing today?
Okay.
Ms. Martin, you've been charged with two offenses. The first offense is simple battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. The second offense is obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $2,500. Therefore, your total bond is $5,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Since you only been charged with misdemeanors, you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Would you like to waive it or keep it on the court's calendar? If you're not sure, I can leave it on the calendar.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so we're gonna leave it on the calendar. And then you completed a request for court-appointed counsel, is that correct?
What's that? The court.
Yeah, I see that you completed it.
Oh,
So based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney that will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
no.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Shorter, Morgan, Ramon.
And last name is spelled, is that Roamona?
Yes, my first name is Ramona. Last name Morgan, Morgan. My legal, my maiden name is Shorter, Shorter. They
Okay.
got married and maiden name together.
I understand. Okay, Ms. Morgan, you've been charged with one offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Your bond amount is $20,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
No, ma'am.
I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
For some reason, I don't see one for you, Ms. Moore. Let me see.
You might have my old address, 7585 West Bridge Road. I don't no longer live there.
Yeah, let me, is that what you put on the application?
No, ma'am, I put 5324 Crystal Lane, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349.
Okay,
That's where I reside now.
okay, they got you listed as Shorter.
Yes, ma'am, it's my maiden.
Okay, you said that was your maiden name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, because I realized what happened now. Okay, great. So it does appear that you completed the court-appointed counsel form. Based on the form, let's see here. You do not qualify for court-appointed counsel, therefore you will have to hire your own attorney. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Anita Barnes Smith.
Ms. Smith, how are you doing today?
I
You been better? Okay. Ms. Smith, spell your first name for me.
Oneida.
Okay. Then I believe they have you by another name. Let's see here. Eason, yes, Eason.
My married.
Is that your maiden name or your married name?
My married name.
Your married name, okay. You've been charged with 1 count of battery family violence. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on the bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of, is it Warrendale Eason? Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's that?
My husband.
Okay, because he's the alleged victim in the case, you must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact him through a social media app, through a third person. You cannot go to his home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, because the incident occurred at 2838 Botany Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236, I believe. You're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
No, ma'am.
Okay, it's not? Great. And then you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the court's calendar.
Okay. And did you say you can make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. And then you completed an application for court-appointed counsel?
Yes.
Based on your application, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you will have to hire your own attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. One minute. Hey, state your full name for me.
Janessa Michelle Thomas.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
you've been charged with 1 offense of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on the bond order because the criminal trespass, according to the warrant here, was a family violence. They consider it to be a family violence incident. So I have to do a no contact against the alleged victim in the case, which is Mark Eric French. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who's that to you?
Dates my little sister.
Is your little sister?
He dates my baby sister. Yes, he dates her. That's her.
Oh, he dates her. Okay.
Yeah.
But you guys reside at this 849 Crabtree Court, Jonesboro, Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
You reside there with your sister?
Yes, ma'am. But I could stay with my other sister.
Okay, well, unfortunately, because the alleged incident occurred there, you're not to return to those premises while you're out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any undisputed personal property at that location?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay. And then the no contact means you must stay away. Absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact Mr. French through a third party. You cannot go to his home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Wait, ma'am.
Okay, and then you also completed an application for court-appointed counsel, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Based on your application response, you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you and good luck, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's it for the female side, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. You have a good day.
You too.
Just advise me you're ready for the mail to begin, Your Honor.
Okay, give me 1 minute to transition over. Okay, deputies, I'm ready for the first mail inmate. We're doing them in alphabetical order. As a
Yes, ma'am.
reminder.
State your name. Look in front of the camera. State your name.
My name is, say your honor, my name is Nyson Levon Anderson.
Okay, and it's Anderson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Anderson, you've been charged with 1 count of simple battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Kristen Anderson. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact the victim through a third person. You cannot go to their home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 4117 Scott Drive, Forest Park, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You also cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Of course, court calendar, please.
Okay, no problem. And then it does appear you completed an application for court-appointed counsel. I have trouble reading your handwriting here. You, what is your monthly wages that you earn?
1,400.
Your 1,400. So based on your application, sir, you will have to hire your own attorney. Do you understand that? You understand that? You don't qualify. You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you Rontavious Anderson.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Okay, Mr. Anderson, you've been charged with 2 separate counts of theft by stolen property. The first theft by receiving stolen property, specifically an automobile, a 2022 GMC Sierra. Your bond amount for that is $5,000. And then the second theft by receiving charge is due to some construction or machinery tools that was also located in your possession. The bond amount for that is $4,000. Therefore, your total bond is $9,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date? You say yes?
Can you repeat the court date again?
It's May 1st, May 1st,
Yes, ma'am.
2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Okay, and then based on your application for court-appointed counsel, you do qualify for a public defender, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Please give me your full name.
Kukoski's battle.
Mr. Battle, you've been charged with, it appears to be the same 2 offenses here. Is theft by receiving an automobile, specifically a 2022 GMC Sierra. Your bond amount for that charge is $4,000. I'm sorry, it's $5,000. And then the second theft by receiving the construction tools and machinery, your bond amount for that one is $4,000. Therefore, your total bond is $9,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes.
And then based on your responses here on your court-appointed application, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you will have to hire your own attorney. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You have any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Wakefield, come on.
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Todd Wakefield.
Okay. Wakefield. And Todd is just T-O-D, your first name?
Yes.
So you've been charged with 1 count of trafficking of persons for labor or servitude. Your bond amount is $25,000. Do you understand the charges?
No,
The
I don't
charges was your
understand.
bond amount.
Keep your voice down, sir. Listen to your charges.
Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
No, I don't understand charges.
Okay, you don't understand. Would you like me to read the particulars in the warrant, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Specifically, it is alleged that on April the 11th, 2023, a law enforcement officer made contact with you, the offender, based on a complaint from the alleged victim by the name of Danielle Steet, where you use your debit card. It said you used a debit card without his permission. I guess was it you that made the complaint, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, specifically, okay, let me finish. It says the investigation involved into a sex trafficking investigation after the offender advised the victim call him after getting his number from a mutual friend known as Barbie, and he invited her to the hotel. The offender, which is you, advised that he was from Thomason, Georgia, and is frequently in the area for work. The victim advised that she needed a place to stay and made contact with the offender, which is you. There was an arrangement for the offender to allow the victim to stay in the room for sex. The offender advised that he knew that the alleged victim was a prostitute and claimed that he never had intercourse with her. The victim advised that they had sex, but they got into a verbal altercation after he wanted the experience to last longer than the victim provided the price of the room. The offender showed the officer the text message between the two, that being the offender and the victim, arguing over the money situation, to which the victim noted that he got what he wanted and checked out. And he replied that he was going to get her arrested like her other friend. Those are the particular in the warrant. I do find probable cause, sir. Therefore, your bond amount is $25,000. And I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And then did you complete the request for court-appointed counsel? You did not. Or are you planning to hire your own attorney?
No.
You say no?
No.
Okay, well, do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your average monthly wages?
Like 1,500.
1,500. Okay. So based on your income, sir, you do not qualify for a public defender, so you will have to hire your own attorney.
Because I have $1,500 a month.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's well over the threshold.
I got rent to pay in the car now. How do I not qualify for an attorney?
I have no, because that's over the income threshold, sir. So that
I don't make over that. I don't make that much.
Well, I understand that you disagree, but that's going to conclude your first appearance hearing for today. Okay. Thank you.
Sex trafficking. Mr. Chairman.
Okay, state your full name for me.
David Chapel.
Mr. Chapel, you've been charged with one offense of battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on the bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Christy Chappelle. Is that your wife?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
because she's the alleged victim in the case, you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person. You cannot go to her home or workplace. You understand that? Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 11048 Pebble Ridge Drive, Hampton, Georgia, 30228. You're not to return to those premises while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then you also cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you said that's your wife. Do you guys just stay in separate households?
I have another property in Ellenwood that shared with my mother, so I'm gonna be with her.
Okay, oh, not a problem. And you don't have any undisputed personal property at that location, do you?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Would you like to retrieve that?
I could probably do that later. That ain't no pressure.
Well, no, I mean, so you're to stay away from that location. So the only way you can retrieve it is you would have to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed property. So I'm gonna go ahead and include that just in case you decide you want to do that. It's within 10 days of your release. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You do have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Would you like to waive it or keep it on the court's calendar?
We can keep it on the court's calendar.
Okay. And did you say you can make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel. Based on your application, you would not qualify. Therefore, you would have to hire your own attorney. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Okay, 1 minute, sir. State your full name for me.
Elenius Cook.
Mr. Cook, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is criminal damage in the 2nd degree. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is simple battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $3,000. Therefore, your total bond is $6,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Tamika Cook. Is that your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
Because she's the alleged victim, you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a social media app. You cannot use a third person to contact her. You cannot go to her home and workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 5863 is it Somerton Lane, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349. You're not to return to that location while you're out of bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yes.
It's not pronounced Somerton. How do you pronounce it? Is it
Summer Glen?
Summer Glen? Okay, Summer Glen. I was having trouble seeing that. Summer Glen. If that's your primary residence, sir, you will need to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you also cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes.
Okay, did you indicate you can make bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You can, okay. And you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel. Based upon your application, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, you will have to hire your own counsel. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Cook.
Thank you.
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Marcus Davis.
Hey, Mr. Davis, you've been charged with 1 count of battery. It's actually family violence battery. So your bond amount is $4,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
If you can make bond, there will be special condition included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Damien. Is that your nephew? Or that's your uncle? Okay, and so you're to have no contact with your uncle, Damien Hunt. You must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact him through a third person. You cannot go to his home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 2445 Ricks Road, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence? Were you staying with your uncle, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll have to make arrangements to stay somewhere else, since this is a family violence charge. But I will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location. You understand that? Also, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar?
Yeah, May 1st.
May 2nd?
May 2nd, okay.
You say yes, you want to keep it on the calendar?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Did you indicate you can make bond, sir?
Yes.
And then you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel. Based on your application here, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So you will have to hire your own attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Guys. I'm trying to stay. I got you. You can't stand this cooking, man. I'm sorry. You sure?
Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Bro, Diaz.
Mr. Diaz, you've been charged with with 4 offenses. The first offense is trafficking of persons for labor or servitude. The second offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. The third offense is use or possession of drug-related items. And then the fourth offense is giving law enforcement officer a false name, address, or date of birth. Because you're still on active probation, sir, I'm not authorized to set bail for you today. So do you understand the charges as well as the no bond?
No, I understand the human trafficking charge. It's my girlfriend that we're talking about here. So I really don't know what's going on with this.
Well, I can read. Are you currently on active probation?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, so you still have that violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, but notwithstanding that felony offense, I can read what's in the warrant to you if you would like.
Yeah, that would work, please.
Okay, sure. Specifically, it states that on April the 11th, 2023, the officer made contact with the offender by the name of Diaz while investigating a sex trafficking case. When asked his name, the offender provided the first name of John. The offender advised that that the victim by the name of Danielle Street invited him to hotel to have intercourse. He advised that they met once or twice a week for the occasion. The victim advised that she had intercourse with the offender in an attempt to make enough money to pay the co-defendant money she owed for the room. So I believe the co-defendant here would be the gentleman that I processed earlier.
So I'm not understanding it.
Let me finish, sir.
Right.
It says that it was explained that the offender did not have all the money. So they were going to give the rest of it at a later time. After the offender was placed under arrest, his belongings were searched prior to being placed into the patrol vehicle, which resulted in the discovery of crack cocaine, rock, a scale, and paperwork containing his actual name and his picture. Those are the particular in this case, sir. I do find probable cause to justify the charges. Therefore, again, there's a no bond on your charges because you're currently on active probation. Let me finish. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Okay, and then if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, since there's a no bond, It doesn't appear you're employed, so you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve that. At this time, I'll take any questions that you have.
Well, how is that probable cause for me to be charged with human trafficking if this is my girlfriend? I'm not understanding where did that. Now I understand all of the drug and the false name. I bite that.
Sir, we just talk about it.
Okay, sir, but listen to me, sir. I got it, deputy. I got it. So, sir, if you listen to my opening remarks, I said we're not here to try your case today or to take a plea. The purpose of today's preliminary hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and see whether or not I can set bail. So I've done those two things, sir. If you have any information that's related to your defense of the charges, you can provide that to the court-appointed attorney I have appointed to represent you. So that will conclude your first appearance here for today, and you have a very nice day. Thank you.
Mr. Gurley.
That's your full name for me? Mr. Gurley, you've been charged with one offense of criminal damage in the second degree. Your bond amount is $4,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special condition included on your bond order here. I believe, let's see here. The alleged victim in the case, is that your girlfriend? I'm sorry, by the name of Pauline Doreen Seabon.
Yeah, that's used to be.
Your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, 2 years.
Because she's the alleged victim in the case, you have to stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person. You cannot go to her home or workplace. You understand that? You allegedly did quite a bit of damage to the residence here that's identified at 283 Birch Court, Jonesboro, Georgia, or the items that was in that home. So I'm going to prohibit you from returning to that location as well, so we don't have any further incidents. Is that your primary residence?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, Mr. Gurley?
Yes, ma'am. And the bond was how much?
$4,000.
Okay.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I think you said you could. Okay. And then based on your court-appointed counsel form, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you will have to hire your own attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
So I have to bring an attorney on the first, or you said the first, right?
It's the first, yeah.
The first at 8:30?
You'll have to hire your own counsel, correct. So you'll need to have one in place before that May 1st date.
Okay.
And that, unless you bond out, then if you bond out, then that preliminary hearing date will automatically be waived. You understand that?
If I bond out?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Leo Henderson.
And 1 minute, Mr. Henderson.
Could you repeat that?
I said 1 minute. I'm gonna grab your file here. Mr. Henderson, first name Leo, correct? You've been charged with one offense of criminal damage in the second degree. Your bond amount is also $4,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you can make bond, there will be special condition included on your bond order as well. There's going to be a no contact on the alleged victim in the case by the name of, is it Makia Mickens? Is that how you pronounce the name? Is that you recognize that name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, according to the warrant, that's your mother, I guess the mother of your child or girlfriend, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you got to stay away from her, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by telephone, by text message. You cannot contact her through social media. You cannot use a third person to contact her. You cannot go to her home or workplace. You understand that? Yeah, it indicates you guys currently live together. Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 2810 Summer Court Drive, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond.
Yes, ma'am.
That's your primary residence?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And then based on your application here, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Hall?
Okay, state your full name for me. I didn't hear you, sir.
Adrian Allen J. Hall.
Okay, and that HOGG, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you've been charged with two offenses. The first offense is red light violation. The bond amount is $500. The second offense is driving with a suspended or revoked license. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $2,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts? Can you make bond?
Oh, shit, yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll schedule a preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive it or keep it on the court's calendar? If you're not sure, we can leave it on the calendar. You're not sure? No problem, sir. And then based on your court-appointed application, you indicated that you were employed, but you didn't provide a monthly of your estimated wages. Can you give me an average of what you would make on a month?
Lord, I just started working. I haven't even started yet. My first day was yesterday. I got locked up.
Okay. Okay, no problem here. So do you know what you would have been making?
No, I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? Okay. So you took a job and they didn't tell you how much you was being paid, sir? Are you sure?
I didn't even start yet. I just got hired. I didn't even start.
But where did you just get hired at, sir?
Diverse something temp service. They haven't even put me on that yet, so.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Ashley Lee Young.
Okay, Mr. Lee, you've been charged with 1 count of battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $4,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is a no contact against you're to have no contact with the alleged victim by the name of Sherry Ramey. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and who is that to you?
Spouse.
Okay, because she's the alleged victim, you must stay away. Absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a social media app. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 114 Holly Circle, patient, while you're out on bond. I'm sorry, it was some noise. Did you hear that, sir? About you can't return to the Holly Circle address?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay, is that your primary residence?
Yes, ma'am.
It is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if that's your primary residence, I will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you also cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel here based on your responses. You would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, thank you, young.
Thank you.
Mr.
Yeah, we stand by because they gonna have an issue over here. So I told them, I'm gonna take that back home. I'm gonna go, because we all gotta go to the program.
Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
What is,
I didn't hear you.
what is McNabb?
Okay, McNabb, okay. So you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
What's the bond amount again?
1,500.
Okay, yes,
Can you make
ma'am.
bond?
Yes, ma'am, I'll be out tonight.
I scheduled a preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to waive it or keep it on the court's calendar?
I'm just gonna keep it.
Okay. And then if you bond out, it's automatically waived. You understand that?
They too loud. Say it again.
If you bond out, it's automatically waived.
Okay, cool. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then based on your court-appointed application here, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Ma'am, I appreciate you.
Okay, well, good luck. Stay out of that leasing office, Mr. McNabb, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now go.
Craig Nelson? Yeah, he's going to seven.
You guys said you wanted to call, sir. Everybody's gonna get you. We asked you to sit down. Go ahead, so you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, deputies, if y'all can keep it down a little for me.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Okay, please state your full name for me.
Craig Nelson.
Okay, can you adjust the camera so I can see his face? Thank you, deputy. You said Craig Nelson. What happened to Mr. Okay, never mind. Mr. Nelson, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
No.
No. Okay, if you can make bond, at some point, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're not to return to Atlanta Airport, 6000 North Terminal unless you have a ticketed, unless you're a ticketed airline passenger. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes. May what?
May 2nd. Okay. And then based on your application here for court-appointed counsel, you would qualify for a public defender, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you.
Okay. Yes. What about, they said I had a failure to appear.
The only charge before me, I mean, I'm not certain, I don't know if I don't have that in front of me. The only charge I have before me is criminal trespass, but there may be some other charge that you failed to appear on. But the only charge I'm setting the bail on is the criminal trespass. You understand that?
Yes. So one more question. So in the failure to appear, which they told me when I came in,
She's not. She don't have that in front of her.
I know you can let him go ahead, deputy. Let him go ahead. I can tell. Let him go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
they said that you could make a that you can make a schedule to get a failure. I was concerned when did you go to court on a failure to appear?
I'm not certain, sir. That's something you can speak with your attorney about. Again, I've appointed a court-appointed attorney to represent you, so they will reach out to you regarding your charge, okay? And you can discuss that with them. Okay? You can discuss that with them and see if they can assist you, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Timothy Marshall, Houston.
Mr. Peterson, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is defective headlights. Your bond amount is $500. The second charge, violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, your bond amount is $10,000. Therefore, your total bond, let me finish, your total bond is $10,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount? Okay. I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you say you can make bond? Can you make bond, sir, or no?
I mean, maybe so. What happened if I don't be able to make bond?
Well, then there will be a preliminary hearing held for you on May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom to see if there's enough probable cause to continue detaining you in jail. You understand that? So that's your probable cause hearing on May 1st. You understand that? Okay. And then you did complete you refused to complete the application for court-appointed counsel. You don't need an attorney? You plan to hire your own?
Yeah, but I figure I probably would need it right now because I'm trying to get out of jail. So.
Well, that's why you need one.
Yeah, I didn't know it would take me.
You mind if I ask you a few questions and see if you qualify?
You can.
Do you have a job?
No, man, I'm disabled. I do dialysis.
Okay. So based on that, you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Okay? Any other questions?
You said 10,500, right?
10,500.
All right, that's all you know.
Okay, thank you.
Who's next? What's the last name? Andrew, is Andrew last? Who's the last person on this?
Last person is with.
State your first and last name.
How you doing, Judge?
Good. State your full name for me.
Tony Standard.
Okay, what about Randolph? Do we still got Randolph?
Yeah, man.
Randolph is here, Your Honor. Do you need him?
Do you need, because technically, do you have a new charge? Because he was actually, we got him from prelims. He was seeing John Parker today because he had first appearance last month.
Well, it looks like it's a new charge.
All right, come on.
You take it.
Have a seat. Let her take him, please.
Okay, sir, there's a new charge that's been brought against you, specifically the charge of child molestation. Based on the nature of the charge and the circumstance of this case, there is a no bond. Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date for this charge?
Yes, ma'am.
And then, are you currently represented by counsel?
I'm not aware. I did sign up to get a court appointed, but I haven't heard anything.
I don't see, did you complete the court-appointed counsel form this morning?
No, man, I wasn't given one.
Okay, well, let me ask you a few questions and see if you call. Deputies, did he not get the court-appointed form?
He was in, he had.
Prelims?
Yes, with John Parker, so.
Okay, can you give that to, I'm sorry.
Do you need a blank one, Your Honor, and I can send it to you because I do have a blank one for him to fill out.
Okay, yeah, if you could have him fill that out, and I'll just ask a few, you're currently in there on other charges, so I'll go ahead and approve another court-appointed attorney to represent you on this charge, sir. You just need to complete the court-appointed form so they can send to me.
Okay, thank you.
You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, deputies. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, thank you for your patience. And just for the record, spell your last name for me.
It's CANERETT.
Okay, so I'll make sure I have the right person. So you've been charged with one count of simple battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
I think so.
Okay. I'll schedule your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask you one question?
As soon as I finish. Based on your application for court-appointed counsel, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you. You can ask any questions you have now, sir.
All right. The only question I have is,
Is it possible for you to lower my bond amount?
No, that's the lowest I can give you on a simple battery.
All right, thank you.
I understand the circumstances here. It seems like you were, I don't know if you were not feeling well or something.
I was sick.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, based on that, that's really the lowest I can give is the 2,500. Okay.
I mean, even 2,000 would be better. Man.
Let me see here. Let me look at the facts again.
If you look at the facts, you'll see that really this ain't even dead. I shouldn't even be here, period.
Well, the officer said you did.
Officer shouldn't have been in my house.
I guess they were trying to assist you. In an attempt to get you to go to the hospital. Is that correct?
It's man, the paramedics. So the officer shouldn't have been in my house, period.
But someone must have called 911. Is that not accurate?
Yes,
so they
ma'am.
were dispatched to your home.
Paramedics.
Okay, well, in light of the circumstances, sir, it does seem like you were either needed medical attention and you didn't want to get medical attention, but you know, you can't behave that way towards law enforcement officials, particularly when they're trying to help you. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will reduce your bond to 2,000, okay?
Thank you.
I don't want to see you here again.
All right.
That?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I have appointed an attorney to represent you, so you're good to go, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get your name for the judge.
Jerome Whitaker.
Okay, Mr. Whitaker, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. And it's actually, these are all family violence charges. And then the second offense, terroristic threats or act, your bond amount is $10,000. Therefore, your total bond is $12,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay. I schedule, you can make bond. There will be special conditions included on your bond order because this is a family violence matter. First, you're to have no contact with the alleged victim by the name of Chantrell Thurman. Do you recognize that name?
Yes.
Okay, and who's that to you?
My sister.
Okay, because she's the alleged victim in the case, you must stay away. Absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person. You cannot contact her through a social media app. You cannot go to her home and workplace. You understand that?
All right.
Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 4008 Dana Drive, Collegeport, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
No, it is not.
Okay. And then you also cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 1st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
All right.
May 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then based on your court-appointed application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I have approved an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay, I think that will conclude all of the defendants today. Is that correct?
That is
Give
correct.
me your name again. Mr.
Wallace.
Wallace. Never
Yes.
mind. Okay. Well, thank you, Deputy Wallace. I appreciate your help.
No problem. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too.